Good day, viewers. Our today's lecture is the continuation of GSE 322. In our last class, under the measure of central tendency, we have discussed the mean, median, and the mode of ungrouped data. And today, we are going to also discuss on the mean of group data under measure of central tendency or measure of location. In our last lecture, I told you the condition that warrant us to use either group data or ungrouped data. I told you we use ungrouped data when the items and the given data is not much. I have even cited example with the test score of 7 students. And I told you also the condition that would warrant us to use group data is when we have much or large number of the items in a given data. So today, we have question on the board that is saying, the following table shows the weight distribution of 50 men in a sports game. Find the mean weight. So I want to believe that in our first lecture in GSE 322, we have learned about the frequency distribution. It's a process of condensing raw data into a tabular form. So it is the same way that was followed to bring about this table. So today we are just given the table and we are asked to find the mean weight. So now the solution, we want to start from here because as time goes on, we will extend the table. So the solution, there is formula for finding mean of ungrouped data. Mean implies x bar. This x bar, when you see this x bar, it means mean, equal to summation of fx all over summation of f. In some formulas, you see summation of fx over n is all the same. So you see that here we have the weight interval, here we have frequency. Here we have summation of the frequency, which is 50. So by looking at the formula, we see that we have summation f here. Summation f here, we have it on the table, but we don't have x and we don't have summation of fx. So now, how do we find the fx and how do we find the x? There is what we call mid value. Mid value, which is the same thing as x. How do we find mid value? You see on the formula, we have summation of fx, we have f, and we don't have x. So we need to look for x, then we look for f of x. So now, we need to find what is called mid value, which is same as x. So how do we find the mid value? We come here. We add. We call this lower limit and we call this upper limit. We add lower limit and the upper limit and divide by 2. The result we have is the mid value here. Then we come to the second one also. We add the lower limit and the upper limit, divide by 2. The result we have is what? Is the mid value of the second row. So now we say that 10 plus 19 is going to give us 29. So when we have the 29, then we divide the 29 by 2. We are going to have 14.5. When you divide 29 by 2, you get 14.5. Then we go to the next one, 20 plus 29. 20 plus 29 is going to give us 49. Then when we divide 49 by 2, is going to give us 24.5. Then we go to the next one. 30 plus 39. 30 plus 39 is going to give us 69. When we divide 69 by 2, is going to give us 34.5. Then we move to the next one. 40 to 49, that's 40 plus 49, that's 89. When we divide 89 by 2, it's going to give us 44.5. Then we move to the next one. 50 plus 59 is going to give us 109. When we divide 109 by 2, it's going to give us 54.5. Then we go to second to the last. 60 plus 69 is going to give us 119. And when we divide it by 2, we are going to have, of course, 64.5. Then we move to what? To the last one. 70 plus 79 is going to give us 149. When we divide 149 by 2, we are going to have 74.5. So you see, we have gotten our what? We have gotten our x. Now what next? Fx. This is f, that's frequency. This is x. So it means for us to have our fx, we write it here, fx. What is the meaning of fx? It means the value of f at the first row times the value of x at the first row will give the result, or will give the value of fx at the first row. The value of f in the second row times the value of x in the second row, the result is the value of fx in the second row. Let's do it and see. We simply say that 6 times 14.5. So at this juncture, in order to save time, we should take only one of these to multiply, so that you see how to multiply it. Then the rest we use calculator in order to save time. So now we have 16 times 14.5. I mean 6 times 14.5. Let's write it here. Let's do it here. 14.5 times 6. That's the first one. So what do? We first have to multiply with no regard to the decimal point. Then when we finish, we find where to fix our decimal point. So now we simply say that 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is going to give us 30. Then we write what? We write 0 and we carry 3. Then we say that 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is, of course, 24. Plus 3 is 27. Then we write 7. We are now carrying 2. We are finished with this 3. Then the last one is 6 times 1 is, of course, 6. Plus 2 is 8. Don't forget, we have points. Then how do we place our points? We count how many values that are after the decimal point. It's only one. It's only this 5 that is after the decimal point. Then here we come to the result and count only one value and place our decimal point. 1, then we place our decimal point. So this is 87.0, which is the same as 87. Therefore, 6 times 14.5 is going to give us 87. Like I told you, the rest we will use calculator so as to fast track the time. But it's the same process we have followed to solve this one that you follow to confirm the rest. So the second one is saying 10 times 24.5, which is 245. Then the third one is saying 13 times 34.5, which is 448.5. Then the third one and the fourth one is saying 11 times 44.5, which is 489.5. Then the next one is saying 6 times 54.5, which is 327. Then the next one is saying 3 times 64.5, which is 193.5. Then the last one is saying 1 times 74.5 is of course 74.5. So you see, we have what? We have gotten our fx. So what next? Summation fx. Summation what? Summation fx. This is our fx. Then here we have our summation fx. It means, so now we have gotten our fx. We have gotten our fx. What are we looking for? We are looking for summation of fx. Look at it from the formula, summation of fx. It means we add off all the values here, values of the fx. So now, how do we do? We simply add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, that's 20. When we have 20, we have to write 0 and we carry 2. We have dots here, then we write our dot. Then what next? We come to the next set of values. We say 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 9 is 29. 29 plus 7 is 36. 36 plus 3 is 39. 39 plus 4 is 43. 43 plus 2 is 45. So we write 5 and we should carry what? 4. So what next? The next is we go to the this set of values. We say 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 2 is 26. 26 plus 9 is 35. 35 plus 7 is 42. 42 plus 4 is 46. Then we write 6 and we keep carrying 4. So the next we move to the last set of numbers. We say 2 plus 4, that's 6. Plus 4, that's 10. Plus 4, that's 13. Plus 1, that is 14. Plus the 4 we are carrying, that is 18. Then we write all our 18 here. So it means we have now gotten 1865.0. So in this case, we may forget about this 0 because it is 0. 1865.0 is the same as 1865. So therefore, now we have our x bar is equal to summation of x, or summation of fx is now 1865 over summation of f, which is this one, is what? Is 50. At this juncture, we will also use a calculator in order to save time to divide this. Therefore, we have 1865 divided by 50. That means we have 37.3 is the what? Is the mean weight. Is the mean weight that we are asked to find. So this is the end of the answer of today's question. And I told you mean is the average value of the set of numbers. So this 37 is the average weight of the what? Of the weight of the 50 men. So this is the final answer of what we are asked to find. And if you enjoyed this video, share, comment, ask question, and subscribe to our channels, as well as sharing to other colleges of education students, so that once when you subscribe and once we upload new videos, you will be notified. Thank you for watching. Till we meet in the next class.